after you check that, that is free chicken for you. All right, that is a step in the book. Okay. However, you can verify that just by looking at it. Okay. Time won't start until you touch the weapon system. So as long as you verify that, you're good to go. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to start into the prone position, not touching the weapon system. All right. Time starts whenever you touch it. So first thing you're going to do is rack the weapon by charging the handle to the, pulling the charging handle to the rear, locking the bolt to the rear position, push forward on the charging handle, and then put the weapon on safe. You're going to open up the feed tray cover by pressing on the feed tray cover latches. Then you're going to lift it up. Then you're going to do a sweep. You check the feed tray for any ammunition. You lift the feed tray, then you check the chamber to ensure no ammunition is present. Then the next step is to load your rounds. Okay, the book doesn't say that you have to specifically cant the weapon to the right. We're telling you to do so because it helps you, okay? All right, so position the open side of the links in a down position, and then place the links on the belt in the feed tray in the first rounds against the cartridge stop, okay? And the tip of the rounds going towards the barrel. All right, remember, brass to grass, links to the sky, pointy end go that way. If you load them backwards, that's on you, all right? Okay, then you close the feed tray, and then you put the weapon system on fire, and then you engage your targets. You continue to engage until you receive a malfunction. In the event that you get a malfunction, you do pops by pulling the charging handle to the rear. Observe the ejection port cover to ensure that you see your rounds have fallen out. Then you push forward on the charging handle, locking that forward into the forward position, and then you continue to engage. You continue to engage until your rounds complete. Once rounds complete, you go into your clearing performance. All right, to clear the weapon system, same thing as before. Pull the charging handle to the rear, push forward on the charging handle, place the weapon system on safe, lift the feed tray cover, remove any ammunition that's present, lift the feed tray, inspect the chamber to ensure no rounds are present, lower the feed tray cover, put the weapon back on fire, pull the charging handle, press the trigger, ease the bolt forward, and then close the ejection port cover. All right, are there any questions on part one?
What was the time standard, sorry?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
You'll be all right.
30 seconds. Questions?
What? Sorry, you said if there's a second malfunction, just clear it at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll go into tips and tricks in a minute, all right? And then technical issues. Anybody else?
What are we, can we downgrade to no gloves over here?
Yeah,
and then
over here
gloves
you can. Over here it's full PPE. We'll get into that in a minute. All right. Everybody good? No questions? Okay, we're gonna send it live. All right. So after the grader reads you your task units and standards, he's gonna ask you if you have any questions. I highly recommend your questions be, can I inspect my equipment? Take that time, check your weapon, check your rounds, check your links. We're gonna have privates loading these fucking rounds. Okay? Do you want to put your EIB in the hand of a private? Nope. I don't. All right. So check them yourself. Okay. All right, so like I said, you already can knock out that first step just by looking at it, okay? Time doesn't start until you touch the weapon system. No questions? Nope. Zero's on the clock? Zero. All right, time starts whenever you touch the weapon.
Direction, fire.
All right, so in the event that that happens, we're just gonna give you more rounds and then you're gonna go again, okay? All right. The problem is sometimes these, I
think I figured out what it is. So when you put them in and you don't push these up against it,
they have to be all the way to the right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, you ready? Yeah. On you.
Love to do the safe direction. Open them fire.
$17 seconds. Any questions on part 2? Okay, some tips and tricks for you guys real quick, right? So let's just say during the this process, right, you've already cleared the weapon system. And for some reason you had a brain fart, right? You go to open up the feed tray, and the next step is to load your rounds on the feed tray, right? For some reason you had a brain fart and then you went ahead and closed the feed tray cover, okay? You are still good. You can reopen the feed tray cover and load your rounds because you didn't move on to the next step. However, if you close the feed tray and then you moved on to the next step, which is put the weapon on fire, you are then a no-go because you are now a sequence violation. Does that make sense? Okay, everybody see this right here, right? What is this called? Discriminator. Okay, so let's just say I'm going so fast and I knocked the discriminator down and now I can't close the feed tray. All you gotta do is put it right back into place. All right, if you're sitting there fumble fucking with it and you can't get it, move it out of the way and continue working. All right. So, however, if you move it out of the way and then you go into load your rounds and you cause yourself a malfunction, that is also on you because the discriminator is there and is provided for you to help you. All right. The discriminator is there to help you close in that gap with these links. Okay, these rounds. Does that make sense to everyone? All right. So in the event that you get a malfunction, what do you do?
Continue on through pops.
Continue on to pops.
Okay, let's just say I do pops, and then I go to squeeze, and I get a click, no bang. There's no rounds fired. What do I do?
Clear it.
Immediately go into clearing procedures. Okay. Everybody good? Questions? Okay. There's gonna be 240s over here for you guys to